Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Rahim here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. This will be a short presentation concerning Enoch. Now, a while back, last week I believe it was, I mentioned that someone might want to take up the challenge of doing the math in Genesis in regard to Enoch, and they might find a surprise. Now, no one got back to me, so I'm not sure if anyone took up the challenge. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and explain it. But like I've said many times, the only way you benefit, you have to do the work. You have to do the study. So I'm going to do a brief explanation of this. Now, I'm not sure if you can be able to see it very well. It's hard to put all this into one way where you can look at it, analyze it. But all you need to do is look at this and then get go into Genesis and start from Enoch, because Enoch was was taken to heaven alive, taken by God alive. Now, the only one in the scripture that we know that happened to was Elijah. So Enoch must be Elijah. So do the math, and I'm going to do the math for you, and then so you can enjoy the surprise. I said all these scriptures, they verify what's going on right now. So this should confirm that the story of Noah is playing out before our eyes right now. So let's go into it, and I have a brief couple of statements to make afterwards, and then we'll close it up. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but again, just go into Genesis and look up where they start calculating about Enoch and Methuselah and so forth, right? Now, I'm going to translate it for you. Remember, this is all under veil. So we can start from Enoch because we're familiar with Enoch because we know Enoch must be Elijah. So we can start from that point. Okay, now it says, now Enoch lived 65 years and fathered Methuselah. That means Enoch was 65 when these are just numbers. These are not real numbers like, how you actually are. Just numbers. Remember, all this is under a veil. Okay, so Enoch was 65 when he fathered Methuselah. Now Enoch is Elijah. I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Methuselah is Farrakhan, right? So just follow the sequence. I don't mean his biological son. Remember, it's all under veil. So Enoch says Enoch was 65 when he fathered Methuselah. Then Enoch walked with God 300 years after he fathered Methuselah, and he fathered other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God. He was not, for God took him. In other words, he didn't die. God took him, right? So here we go down here. We got Enoch. He was 65 years old here, see here? I don't know if you can see my cursor here. It doesn't look like you can see my cursor here. I don't know. Anyway, see Enoch here under the red line, 65, Methuselah under him. That's when Methuselah came into existence, when Enoch was 65. Methuselah is Farrakhan, Enoch is Elijah. Then it says, now Methuselah lived 187 years. Here's 187 years, right? He fathered a son, right? And he calls Lamech. See, so here's Lamech when Methuselah 187 years. But at that time, Enoch would have been 200. Little technical difficulty here, so I don't know how much was lost. Let's backtrack here. Enoch was 65 when Methuselah came into existence. Okay, when Methuselah was 187, Lamech came into existence. That means Enoch would have been 252, because if you add those two together, right? 65, 187. Enoch would have been 252, but Enoch only went to 365 years. So Methuselah was 187 when Lamech came into existence. Then it says, now Lamech was 182 when he fathered Noah. So here's Lamech, he's 182, here's Noah. See, so Noah starts, he's 182. It keep disconnecting. I don't know why, so I'm not sure. Anyway, Lamech is 182 when Noah come into existence. That's Methuselah 369 at that point, right? And now it says Methuselah lived 669 years. Here it is, 669. That's how when Methuselah dies. But Noah, right? He is 600 years old when the flood comes. He's 600 years old. But what was Methuselah when Noah came into existence? 369. So if Noah was 600 years old when that happened, that means Methuselah would have been, 600 to 369. That's 669. That means Methuselah died the same year Noah went to the ark. Methuselah dies at the same year Noah. Now Lamech, that's Wallace. He dies early. He don't make it very far. But it says when Noah is 600 years old, that's right, because he comes to existence when Methuselah is 369. They're playing games here. They keep disconnecting me, so I'm not sure how much of this is going to be okay. But again, Methuselah is 369 when Noah comes into existence. But Noah at 600 years, he goes to the ark. Noah at 600 years, he goes to the ark. But and that means Methuselah would have been 669. But 600 plus 369 is 669. That means Farrakhan dies the same year Noah goes into the ark. That's consistent with AL-INJIL, because when the time comes, when we depart, when the flood comes, right, that's when the demons are cast out and they're destroyed. See, this backs that up. So go and study it, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. So I'm going to check this out to make sure everything is in place. They keep cutting, keep disconnecting, so I'm not sure if this comes through smoothly or not. Hope you understand. Okay. So I'll leave that there for, okay. Okay, one other thing I want to say, brothers and sisters, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do because our people are very messed up. We're all messed up. See? And there's a lot of psychological stuff going on because these people, I told you, they're racist by nature, right? That's an ideology that they develop in order to take everything from everyone else, right? But they feel that they're superior, arrogant, because that's their nature, right? And so they constantly want us to acknowledge that. And they do it all kinds of ways, and most of us don't know it. See, they want you to acknowledge, they look for some way that you acknowledge that they're superior. And I will never do that. That's why ever since I was a child, I've always been in conflict with those people. Because I will not acknowledge, I will not bow, I will not concede, I will not pretend I like them. I ignore them, and they hate to be ignored because we're not supposed to ignore them because they're superior. And most of us don't realize we're dealing with that psychology all the time. See? It's like, I was a member of this gym, constant trouble all the time. They kept coming at me all the time because I didn't want to talk to them. So they make all kinds of lies about me. He's doing this, he's doing that, all kind of stuff. Because that's the way they attack you. They attack you behind your back and everything else because you don't talk to them, you don't associate with them, you don't speak to them. You're supposed to do all that stuff. These are little subtle things that they look for to make sure you in check. And most black folks go along with that. See, I'm never going along with it. And once you get uploaded into, you won't go along with either. See, we have to get our mind back. See, they look for these little cues to make sure you recognize that they're superior. See, like they talk to you sports, like you're supposed to know all about sports. Well, what? You can't know anything about algebra. Do they talk to you about algebra? They talk to you about calculus. They talk about science. They ever talked about those type of things? No. They talk to each other about those type of things, but not you, because you're not supposed to know that stuff. You're supposed to know about bull, sport and play, clowns, comedy, because that's how they portray you in the media. And most of us go along with it. See, I'm going to tell you one brief story and then I'm going to let go. When they had divestiture back in the 90s, 90s in AT&T, they broke AT&T up before they had all these Marbells. I was contracting AT&T up in Piscataway, New Jersey. And there was this guy, Eric. And he was going around, he called himself a Marine, but he was really, he was funky. I mean, that guy, I don't think he ever took a bath in his life. But he was a contractor too. And he used to go around and put his hand in black folks' hair and talk about jungle bunnies and stuff. He used to do that. And they would just giggle. They would just giggle. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm saying, oh. So I'm waiting. See? So he came out with, I said, hey, I checked, I said, you better ever come to me with that. You better ever come to me with that. I don't. But that fool did it. That fool did it. I was one day I felt something back, rubbed my hair, looked back, I grabbed his hand. I said, you only get this one warning. Because we here in a professional thing. So you're lucky because you don't get this one warning. If you ever do that again, you're going to lose your arm. Well, he used to tell us all the jokes too, jungle bunny jokes and all kinds of stuff, right? So one day we all in one cubicle because we were doing a demonstration. So I was only, there was a couple of black people there, but we got demons and stuff, right? But I was there. Then he would tell one of his off, call out the jokes. I told him, don't do that stuff around me. He did it. I grabbed this ass right there in front of all other people. It was all contractors. I grabbed him. I was getting ready to jack him up, so everybody grabbed me. Jeff, come calm down, man, because you're going to get us all fired. You're going to get us all kicked out of here, right? So they pulled me off of him. See? But I'm saying, they do that. And if any of you ever been around, you understand they do that stuff. And there's a lot of us go along with it. See? So therefore, you saying you know you're a slave. I've seen all kinds of things. I'm not going all into it. But I said one time I was working in New York. And I had I was really good at what I did. So they gave me a little private office, which usually they'll do this to contractors. So I was late there one night, right? Because I had missed the train, so I had to wait till the next one. I was late there one night. And so I'm in the corner. So everybody's gone. So nobody realized I'm back there. So about a couple of queues over, there was another black guy. He was a contractor. So they was letting him go. He really wasn't that good anyway, right? And that Negro was on his knees. He said, how I know he's on his knees? Because I peeked around after I heard him talking. He was begging that white boy to keep him on the job. See, they always talk that old tough talk or to you, but when they're alone with those devils, they got a whole different attitude. Those old demons, those house Negroes, and those weak Negroes, they scare the devil of those people. They talk tough around you, but when they're alone with them, and they expect that from you, they expect you to act like that because they know that's where they act. And when you don't expect like there's something wrong, they get nervous. Because back when we was in the fields, if you wasn't smiling, they was afraid of you. You had to be smiling. If they were whooping your ass, they had to smile. If you was screwing or you was laying with this posing, their mate or whatever, they sometimes let you have a female, right? And that's supposed to be some kind of wife, but they wouldn't let you get married. But they'd tell you go outside, or they have to stare right there while he's laying with her. And if you wasn't smiling, they would kill you. Because if you didn't have a smile on your face, something's wrong with you. And we still have that going on today. That's why we're so messed up psychologically. They got us totally messed up, totally screwed up. See? So I'm just pointing it out to you. Because some of us are still guilty of that. And we don't even realize it. See? Okay, brothers and sisters. I said I was going to short one, so I hope you understand. If you have any questions about this, see, that's a surprise, right? Because that acknowledges, if you understand Enoch, the whole thing acknowledges that this is happening right now, and it confirms what it says that Farrakhan, when when the time flood comes, when Suleiman shows up and puts it all together, that's the end of Farrakhan. That's so Methuselah dies the same day Noah goes into the ark. That's we delivered. See, after he got rid of demons, right? We delivered. That's how it works. That's what it's saying right here. All it works together. We believe in the scriptures 100%. We don't twist or contort it. You can go, I'm showing right here. You can go and just look at it and see if I change anything. I'm saying exactly as I'm not changing the words or switch stuff around, things like that. I'm just saying exactly like it says. Okay, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.